Hi, everybody. This is MoveEasy Yoga with Via and everybody else. Kathy's our model, and she's ready to go. Today, instead of the intro we usually do, we're going to do what's called static back. It also has some other names for it, but you're going to put your feet, lie down supine with washcloths under your head, or even a sponge ball maybe, and your feet are bent and on something higher, a chair, stool. I'm going to climb up here too, and we're going to be here for 7 minutes after I start timing. And this is going to replace the rest, the regular warm-up we do. This is a warm-up. Watch if you get tired of just doing nothing, being this pose, as they say. If you get tired of being, go ahead and pay attention to your breath. I want to get up here too. come up to a standing position and get ready for footwork with the neural ball. Starting on the right foot. I'll find my timer. Where did I put it? Starting with the right foot, you should be standing up unless it's hard for you to stand up. I'm not going to stand up. I'm going to be squatting, but I'm going to be doing it on the floor. Position number 1 is at the top toward the metatarsals. Hold on, I'm finding, we're going to time for 40 seconds. And just stay here and breathing and putting your body weight on the neural ball. Remember, you can wiggle your toes, stretch and spread your toes if you want, as an add-on. Standing tall and breathing easy. Moving to point number 2, which is in the middle of everything. Find your stacked joints, your good posture. Squeeze your rhomboids or your scapula together over the rhomboids. Squeeze the rhomboids, which moves your scapula together a little bit. And go ahead and go to the third point, which is just in front of the heel. I don't know whether I told you guys or not, but Noboso now has another product called they have a toe spreader of their own, which I want to try as soon as I can get to the States or have someone bring it down. Position number 4 is on the outside edge of the foot. Position 5 on the inside edge of the foot. Last one is up above where you were at number 5. It's just below the big toe mound. Okay. Go ahead and switch to the other side, starting at point number 1. And then down to the center of everything. Number 3 is just above the heel, calcaneus. And number 4, outside, back to the center and then to the outside edge of the foot, the center of the foot. Find your own best spot. And then all the way over to the inside edge of the foot in the center. and then go up above that point, just below the big toe mound. Okay, the 6-point foot release is finished. Go ahead and walk around a little bit and see if you can notice any changes. And then whenever you're ready, come down to the floor into a floor seated position. Sit in a cross-legged position or any other floor seated position that you like. We're going to just go ahead and do a side bend, starting on the right with the right hand, sliding along the floor. If you're able to, bring your left hand up and over. And stay here and breathe. You can release your neck by moving it from one side to the other. Keep your hips on the floor, even on the floor. And then go ahead and bring your right elbow forward for the rest of the pose. Come up, elbow first, then torso. Go to the other side, sliding your arm along the floor, lifting your top arm up and over. Bring your elbow forward, your top elbow forward for a little bigger stretch in the armpit. Bring your elbow up and bring your torso up. Switch the cross of your legs. We're going to do a spine twist. Putting your left hand on your right knee. Take your right arm behind you. Rotate, spinal rotation to the right. Maintain your spinal twist. And then if you'd like to, you can add rib cage slide, optional. Slowly come out of this to the other side, all the way to the other side. Right hand on left knee, left arm behind you. Create a spine twist to the left. And then if you want to, you can add rib cage slide. Try not to involve your shoulders or your trapezius. come all the way back to center and then come up to a standing position. We're going to do the 3-point ankle stretch. So I forgot to tell you, you're going to need a half round. You should have a half round. This is kind of a balancing pose. So you want to be near a wall or a safe space, safe point, safety point. Your right foot, the front of your right foot goes on top of the left side of the half round. And then the heel is on the floor. And let's just stay here and compress for just a calf stretch, a basic calf stretch. And then when we're finished there, it'll be in about 15 seconds, we're going to start doing ankle flexion, forward ankle flexion. Working at the ankle, the knee will follow. Okay, now we're going to do for the next 40 seconds, we're going to do flex the ankle, just take the ankle straight forward, in the same position, from the same position. And now the same ankle flexion forward, but it's going to go a little bit to the outside of the foot. So on a forward, but on a little angle to the outside. This is the way that we create more mobility and more stability in the ankles. If you have ankle issues, I would do this every day, maybe twice a day. And I mean the whole series, do it twice a day. Come on back to center, and then this time, ankle flexing forward and a little bit to the inside of the foot. If your knee is bothering you, you're going too far. The knee follows the ankle movement, but it doesn't lead it. Okay, so you're done with the right side of the foot, the ankle, three-point ankle release. Go to the other side. Let's just do compression only for 40 seconds. No flexion yet. Okay, now we're going to begin the ankle flexion, just flexing forward, directly forward, flexing at the ankle. Okay, this next time is flex towards the outside of the foot. It's a forward flexion, but a little bit on an angle. And lastly, ankle flexion forward, but a little angled toward the inside of the foot. So if you did this every day, twice a day, and ankle circles is also helpful. We'll do ankle circles next, actually, with a figure 4. Well, not next, but soon. And come on out of that. Come up to standing. We're going to do short foot with core engagement. We're going to do a split stance short foot. You should still have, this is a balancing pose, something of a balancing pose. You should still have a chair or a wall nearby. And then, starting with your right foot forward, just forward enough to be comfortable. It doesn't have to be a huge forward. And then lift your toes. And while your toes are lifted, engage your core, the lowest you can engage at the transverse abdominal. And then lower the toes, keep the core engaged, press the bottoms of the toe pads into the floor. And we're going to be there for about 40 seconds while you engage your attention at the toe, at the arch, and then at the core, and then at the arch, and then at the core. And keep going. Tension goes between those 2 points. Short foot is good for a lot of ailments, including plantar fasciitis, ankles, bunions. Come on back and switch legs. Short stance. The left foot is forward. Lift your toes. Engage your transverse abdominal as low as you can. And then drop your toes. Press the pads of your toes into the floor. And then for the next 40 seconds, switch your attention between the core and the arch of the foot. So the core and the arch, and the core and the arch. Okay. Now find your way. You can do this two different ways. We're going to do heel lifts. And then later we're going to use a therapy ball between the heels. But you can, for this first part, you could be up on a brick so that you can drop your heels farther down than floor level. Or you can just lift them up. So feet are parallel. And you can lift and lower, and lift and lower. So keep your toes on the floor, on the pad, Kathy. So when you come down, yeah, you get more of a downward movement if you keep your toes on the floor. And then go ahead and you can come off of the pad. If you had a pad, a brick, you can come off of it because you're going to want to put your ball at the heel, as far back into in the heel as you can get it between your feet. And now lift and keep the ball between the heels. Lift and lower and lift and lower. Try to maintain a good posture. Lift and lower. And now come on to your chair. We're going to do a little bit of footwork and a little bit of spine work here, seated in the chair. So sit on the chair. You may have to have something under your feet. What you want is that your knees are at a 90-degree angle, and so are your hips. Go ahead and bring your right knee towards your chest and then cross your ankles. Stay here. This is a hip opener. Make sure that you're not leaning on the back of the chair. You're still sitting up in good posture. And just circle your ankles for 10 times one direction and 10 times another. Other direction if you haven't switched. And then when you've done both directions, go ahead and do a handshake, a toe handshake. Spreading the fingers of one of your hands, one of them will be best for you, between your toes. And then just staying here and wiggling and jiggling and trying to get your fingers down as far as you can get them. Release that and switch to the other side. So bring your Left foot to the floor. Bring your right knee up, or, oh, I'm sorry, other side. Opposite, I'll just say do the opposite side. And then ankle circles, 10 in one direction. Your ankles should feel pretty good after today's class. Reverse your circles. And then toe handshake. So fingers threaded through the toe, between the toes. And just stay there and wiggle. You can circle again. You can squeeze. Just try to get the fingers down as far as you can between the toes. Now go ahead and put both feet on the floor and then stretch starting with the right foot, put the right foot behind you on the floor. Kathy has to do hers on the outside of her chair. It'll depend on the chair. It could be inside the chair leg, outside the chair leg. What you're trying to do is stretch the back, the top of the foot, which doesn't get very much attention unless you make it a point to do something like this. And just stretching and waiting. Breathing. Go to the other side, stretch the top of the foot on the other side. Okay, come out of your chair, come up to standing. We're going to do a back bend and then a spine twist at the wall. So Kathy has to set up her camera differently, I think, for this. So it takes her a little minute, but the rest of you just come to the wall and have your back near the wall. Remember to stand in good posture with the front of your feet directly in front of the back of your feet. Bring your arms up and over. If you can get back here and touch the wall with your fingertips, or your hands, the palms of your hands. If this is hard for you, you could sit on a chair and bring your hands behind you and use the chair to lift yourself up, open your chest, and extend your back. And breathe. Come on out of that, unravel that. So a spine twist at the wall, right side. So the right shoulder is near the wall, right leg forward, left leg back. Bend your elbows, rotate your hands and find your own spinal twist. And then go to the other side, unravel, left leg forward, right leg back, bend your arms and rotate to the left. And go ahead and unravel and find your way onto the floor for in a prone position for our back extension, traditional back extension. Lay on your belly. Bring your arms beside your hips, palms up. Remember to, if it's hard for you to bring your head up or your chest up, just bring your arms up and do this until you get strong enough in your arms, the back of your arms to do that. Otherwise, take an inhale to prepare and exhale and bring both your arms, your chest, and your head up. And just stay here and breathe. You can come down early if you need to. You could lift your chest a little bit higher. And go ahead and take an inhale to prepare to come down and an exhale to come on down. This time, come on up. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, come on up. Inhale again, and then exhale to bring your arms out into an airplane. And stay here if you can, for as long as you can. You may want to lift your chest up just a little higher. And just stay and breathe, or come down if you need to. Come down early if you need to. Working on strengthening the back extensors. And inhale and exhale to come on down. Come into a child's pose to rest for a minute. Then we'll do the thoracic side bend. So your knees can be wide or narrow. Try to stretch, crawl your arms forward so you're getting a shoulder stretch here too. Some people like to have a sponge ball at their chest, but I haven't found anyone in this class that likes to do that actually. Okay, now come up and then come back down onto your belly for thoracic release. Arms in a T, look to the right, left, the right leg comes up and over the left leg. And then just stay here and breathe. The idea is to keep the shoulders, armpits, arms on the floor. Rotate. This is a kind of a reverse spinal rotation. Just stay here and breathe. And then come on out of this, all the way out. And go to the other side, look left, left leg comes up, goes behind. Do anything you want with your legs and your hips. Keep your shoulders and your armpits on the floor. And breathe. And come on back. Find your way onto your back for Yoga Nidra, 61-point guided meditation. You may want to cover yourself up with a blanket. You may want to put a washcloth over your eyes. The idea is that you feel really comfortable and warm and safe. I'm going to start guiding you through 61 points, and you all know them. Someday we'll do it without my guidance, maybe. Starting with watching the breath. Just start to pay attention to your breath. And watch the breath, the belly as it expands on your inhale and recedes on your exhale. Now bring your awareness and your attention to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This completes our 61-point Yoga Nidra guided meditation. Go ahead and start to wiggle and stretch. Stretch your legs out in front of you, stretch your arms overhead. Wiggle and stretch right side, left side, trying to create a little more space between your rib cage and your pelvis. And then hug your right knee to your chest. And your left knee to your chest. And then hug both knees to your chest and rock from side to side. Whenever you're ready, roll all the way over to one side into a fetal position using your bottom arm as a pillow, using your top palm, the palm of your top arm, to bring yourself up to seated. Turn the gallery view on if you'd like to see everybody for Namaste. And everybody take a prayer position and press strongly on your palms. I won't be doing this. Strongly on my palm, on your palms, so you can feel the shoulders, some of the shoulder work we did today. And then softly now, and just lift your skull up, away from your shoulders so that you can drop it down, 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 forward, nodding, bending, folding. Noticing and acknowledging and honoring the light in each of us. And knowing that we're all one light. And we say, to close the class, we say to each other, Namaste.
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 Thank you, everybody.